finding out about other things that had been going on in Alex's life. And
this is in part based on your conversation with Mr. Griffin?
This is everything that has come out since then.
Did you say that you had a conversation with Mr. Griffin?
That day that we found out that Alec had been shot, we did have a conversation with Mr. Griffin, and he's the one.
Mr. Griffin told you that he'd been fired and that he'd been caught stealing money.
Correct.
So that's just hearsay.
Well,
Absolutely hearsay.
what kind of quandary does that put you in? You're going to be a witness as well?
Well, that's a hearsay statement, Your Honor. I mean, without a doubt, it's classic hearsay.
It's the basis for her fear or not having fear, which is something you, or fear or believing that Alex was in fear, that's something that you were probing. Aside from that issue, how about the family relationship issue, fidelity, opioid abuse, concerns?
Well, Your Honor, with regard to fidelity, I mean, we can hear what she says about it, but the evidence, as I understand it, is 10 or 15 years ago. I don't know how long ago, but it was more than 10 years ago. There was some issue about someone that Alec had known in college reaching out to him. Maggie got angry about that. They had a
reaching out to him 15 years ago or recently?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that Maggie got angry about it. Contacted the woman's husband, who says, "It's not true. I know who she's seeing because I have a private eye on her." That led to a divorce.
You're now referring to a 15-year-old conversation.
Yes. And then the opioid stuff, Your Honor, is I'm not sure what information she's going to share about that, frankly.
Well, you had one earlier witness read a letter about him being in rehab.
That they introduced, yes, sir.
That you published.
Well, it's already in evidence, Your Honor.
All right.
Over objection. So.
Go ahead, Mr. Waters.
So on both of those issues, first of all, with the first...
By the way, you can step down for a break. Don't discuss your case. You're fine? Okay, good. All right.
With the issue of the first matter, I think it's certainly a fair question to say, did Maggie ever express to you any concerns? Were there ever any concerns and issues with the defendant's fidelity? I think that's clearly in response to the extensive evidence that's been offered by the defense.
You said, has she ever, such as 15 years ago?
Well, I think that my follow-up question would be, was that something that remained in Maggie's mind over the years up until...
and she would know that.
I think that if I asked her that question, she could express an answer to that. Yes, sir.
No. What is the answer to that?
It was an affair that happened, or Maggie thought it was an affair that happened many years ago. They were able to resolve the issues, but Maggie still brought it up.
As recently as when?
A year ago. She did not think anything was going on. It still bothered her.
All right.
May I ask a follow-up?
Yes.
During when that event occurred, did she make Alec leave the household for a period of time?
She did.
We need a time frame when this happened. I mean,
I understand. 15 years ago, or?
How long ago was that?
It was a very long time ago. I'm not sure. A very long time ago.
I think, again, I'm not trying to make it bigger than it is, but I think given the issues that have been squarely in front of the jury, the state's entitled, at least in a limited fashion, to offer this some testimony in this regard that that everything was not perfect, as the defense has repeatedly elicited. And so on that particular issue, I only propose a limited question that had Maggie ever had any concerns about fidelity, and had those concerns continued to bother her, and that would be the extent of my proposed examination of her on that issue.
All right. Anything else?
It's 2007 is our understanding. 2007, 15 years ago.
Well, yeah, 2007 was 15 years ago, yeah.
And that's when it occurred?
Well, that's been established. Give me something new,
Well,
other than repeating 15 years ago.
403, 404.
it's not admissible under 403. Unfair prejudice outweighs the probative value of this. Whether it still bothered her, I mean, she testified that they weren't without their problems like all married couples, but they had a good marriage. I mean, it's been addressed, and it's highly inflammatory.
That's why your questions have to not lead into things that might be inflammatory. We're going to be in recess for about 15 minutes.